Bam. Anyway, it's late. It's very late. But what's goody? So, here's what we're doing. Let me explain really quickly. So, our 100K funded, so we improved our win rate. You all seen it last week. Anyway, with that being said, just get a fresh account, start our mind. But I realized we have no money in our bank account. So what do we gotta do? Buy a 10K challenge. Yes, sir. It was only $70. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Let's start with this. So the plan is get this challenge. Get this challenge, pass it real quick. Take that profit, put it into a 200K and a 100K. The reason why I'm doing 200K is because I was supposed to have 100K by the end of September in order to keep up with the pace of what we want to do and how we want to get there. 200K. Hopefully, most likely 300K and total capital funding plus our 10K. But right now, this trade is not on our 10K account. It was just a little trade I took on a spread account, testing the spread. But it was a really good trade, and it still is. I'm risking 3% on this. This is realistic to how I would actually be risking. So and I just got the credentials. If I wanted, I really could have taken this trade. I would have already been up on the account 2%. And realistically, I could have just said TP here, stop loss there, went to sleep, woke back up, most likely with TP hit. Now, you may be asking why. Let me explain. Let's go into the trade. I forgot I had this little thing open here when I realized you could still see me. No. Yes, sir. Let's do that. Anyway, so this was actually a really, really good trade. I'm going to recap this and the one we took today, which was a loss, but bias was still correct. We got stopped out by spread. It was after hours. Stop loss was like here. Yeah, stop loss was here. We got stopped out. Price moved down. Doesn't matter. That would have been a win though, as you could see. So something that has been really, really good recently has been our bias. Our bias has been amazing, like killing it within the markets, just getting in the markets, killing it, understanding it, and then doing it over again. So time in, time out. Yesterday with the daily move, today with the hourly move, and even right now with the micro move, the 5-minute. What I expect price to do, something like this, back into this order block, move to the downside. Why? Because this rejection with the candles, I don't know. I've seen it so many times. Like, I know how these candlesticks move. The way this candle's pushing upward, it's not going to be closing down here. Price would be too funky. It has to retrace back into this order block before the drop back down, something along those lines. Unless it does really just close down here and just slowly make its way, it can do that. But I don't know. Anyway, so let's recap this trade, and we'll also recap, even though this trade wasn't taken on our actual challenge account that we just got our credentials for. We could have, but we didn't. Would have been up probably 4% on the night. Right as we bought the account, the profit target's 8%, which doesn't really matter to me because we're risking 3%, so it's like whatever. This is a 101. We did not have news. No, October. September, yes, sir. So, we did not have news Monday nor today, which is very, very good. Very good. No news days. Love no news days. Tomorrow we have CPI. Will I be trading? Depending if the market doesn't get railed. If it follows a market structure, yes. If it doesn't, no. Kills it, no. Kills the market, no. Like, the thing is, you have to not be in a rush, If you're always rushing the process, you'll take bad trades. And for me, I'm a person that really likes to rush the process. So I'm like, okay, how do I put in that hard work and still get the result as if I were quote unquote rushing the process? And for me, it was upping my risk. I was like, okay, my risk reward used to be my edge. To me, that was rushing the process. And now that I'm trying to do it consistently, how can I, basically implement that but also get that not feel, but visual with the numbers, like that I'm rushing the process. I'm like, okay, increase the trade size, increase the trade size, and that will give you it'll give you that whatever rushing the process feel, or getting to where you want to get to faster while still taking good trades. So actually getting into this trade, I did not just take this trade for no reason. At first I did, then I closed the position, then I reopened it. This, like I said, this is just a spread account. So but why would Lonnie even first off think of taking a trade like this? Let's full screen so you guys can get an understanding. So yesterday we do know we did what? Broke structure to the downside, bingo. So with that being said, we know we're going down. Like macro, we know we're going down. Go on 1 hour. So price is still following a downtrend. It came up earlier. This is actually what I entered my move off of. Funny enough, goofy goober. This fair value gap, fair value gap, and that's not really EQ. That is EQ. That's wow. That's perfect EQ. So I did enter my trade off of this. Price did create another fair value gap within here after breaking structure to the downside, which allowed for another entry. So broke structure here, allowed another entry back into that area, with this fair value gap and everything, and EQ. So that was a great reasoning to just enter this trade and target lows. If someone did enter this trade, they really could target like lower, because for me, my stops for when I entered this trade, dude, they're freaking huge. They're like all the way up here. That's, I don't know about you, that's a pretty big stop. That's a pretty big stop. It's pretty chunky. Look how it looks on 1 minute. Dang. Anyway, okay then. Anyway, so that's why we would have taken this trade. And now let's recap our trade from earlier. I still have to do my trade journals, my Notion before the night ends, and a whole lot of prayer. Oh Lord, help me. Help me, help me. Help me help you. I'm having a lot of fun with trading right now. Just because, you see your improvement, it makes you want to do it more. So let's go to this. Whoa, not that trade. That was Monday's trade. This trade. Ooh, we had our bias here, and we were correct about our bias. Just like always, nothing new. Someone really could have just called this a break and retest. You could have entered on that. You support resistance traders. I'm joking. I used to be a trendline breakout trader. So right here, you can see we got stopped out by it after hours market spread. It's fine. It's whatever. It's not the end of the world. Not gonna cry about it. Happens. Just hit a better trade. Get a better entry. No, but I'm being dead serious. That is the lesson of today. That really is. So what did Lonnie do right and what did Lonnie do wrong? Because funny enough, yes, it went in our bias, but there were actually 2 things I did wrong. I did 2 things wrong, and I know exactly what those 2 things were, and let me show you. So anyway, we had our hourly fair value gap right here. Actually, let's do this. Hourly fair value gap right here. Price came in, filled it after breaking daily structure to the downside and 4 hour. Came in, filled it. I anticipated the move back down. It rejected for around almost 2.5 hours before I entered. So I entered around like 9, 10-ish. going to 5 minute. This entry was on a 5-minute time frame, not a, the heck is that candle? Not a thingamajig. I'm just seeing a candle like that market open. That's so weird. What I say, price gonna come back up, tap into it, go back down. Why? Okay, that really just is market experience. Also knowing that that's an order block. I mean, but that's also market experience, because like I've seen those candles form literally a trillion times. I've sat on these charts for like entire days, like I'm doing right now. I'm probably gonna go to sleep and dream about them. Anyway, so price came up, took out highs right here. Price came up, took out highs, and I was actually, I don't need this alert. Ouch. But what I was actually waiting for originally was a break of structure right here. Did we get that break of structure? Yes-ish. It was a janky break of structure. That's why I ended up moving my 5-minute break of structure alert here. But by then I was already in the trade, and I was like, you know what, we're in it, thug it out, hold it. And yeah, I if I really wanted, I could have placed my stops above here. That would have been heavy risk though, but I mean, I wouldn't really care. Could have placed them there, but I didn't. Keynote, typically when obviously trading, you always want to have a good stop loss, something that entices me to enter a trade, even if it has quote unquote less bias confluence. Sorry, if it's following a bias and less confluence, like let's say I was like 3 and I'm looking for 4, would be stop loss placement. You know, if I enter this trade right now, how would my stop loss be? Would it be a very validating stop loss, meaning if I got stopped out, you know, my trade was totally incorrect on my part, or would it be a very validating stop loss? Or did I already say that? It's getting late. Invalidating? Or would it be a very invalidating stop loss? Wait. Would it be a very validating stop loss? Sorry, I'm so sleepy. Make your bed. Are you making your bed? Superman? I'm not Batman. I'm Blackman. Okay. Like, some people really think I'm out here copying TJR. Like, people are tripping. He's my mentor, bro. Like, what are y'all talking about? I know him personally. You don't. You're looking at him through a screen. I'm joking. Actually, by this time, this is probably uploaded. Maybe. Better have already gone to FX Summit. And, you know, yeah. Yes, sir. You know, learning to forgive is a very powerful thing. Very powerful. Sorry, guys. That was loud, I'm sure. Learn to forgive. You know, Jesus said, forgive as your Heavenly Father has forgiven you. So forgive. You know, if you don't forgive others, how can you expect to be forgiven? You can't. It doesn't work like that. Forgiveness is a two-way street, not only one. You know, sometimes you have to forgive in order to allow yourself to move on from what was and walk into what is, you know? So why allow yourself to be so stuck up on what was that your what is becomes a situation to where it now is a what was. Does that make sense? Don't ruin your opportunities because of unforgiveness, of bitterness in your heart. Never allow that to occur. Even me as a born again believer and someone who's I don't struggle. No, I don't. But as someone who lives on earth, deals with temptation, I have times where I look at the past and I have an unforgiving heart. And I go to the Lord and I tell him, turn my heart of stone. I don't want an unforgiving heart. I don't want to not forgive these people because I've already been forgiven. But how can I expect to be forgiven if I'm not forgiving others? I need to be able to let go and move on from what was into what is, or I'll never be able to see the blessing the Lord has for me. And that took a lot of time. That took a heck of a lot of time. But that time that it took, I would not trade it for anything, because now I'm able to look back and testify to it and help others that are in that scenario of unforgiveness. You never realize how the Lord uses your situation until you're through it. It's just not the same. Going through it, then looking back at it and being like, wow, God really brought me through that. Sorry, that was something that was just on my mind. Anyway, this is how our current trade is going. In theory, we would be up 2.2% on the account. Well, actually, when I was pushing down here, it was more like 3%. But, yeah. Sorry, guys, I went on a rant. I'm zoning out right now. It's late. Like, I go to bed early to muscle growth. And I'm tired, and I barely got sleep last night because I was managing trade positions, swing trade positions. And yeah. Well, yeah. But anyway. What were we talking about? Anyway, so what did we do right? What did we do wrong? What could we have done better? And this I am taking to the very end. Break of structure. Our entry was horrible. Why was it horrible? Actually, it could have been better, but why was it horrible? It was horrible because, excuse me, of the entry just on trap. Of course, the entry is horrible because of the entry, but like, why? It was horrible because we didn't wait for a break of structure. I'm so sleepy. I'm about to do this recording in bed. What do you mean by that? But yes. Butt, chicken butt. Ooh. There's a 5-minute fair value gap right there. Anyway, so yeah, to be honest, I should have waited for proper break of structure like this on 5-minute, but I didn't. And is that okay? No, typically no. No, it's not okay. No, typically. No, it's not. It's important to develop that habit of entering on a solid break of structure, so you have that momentum push to the downside. Why enter on something that isn't a proper break of structure? Because then something like this happens, so where you're holding the trade, for freaking, I don't even know where my entry was. We're holding the trade for 8 hours. That's not true. It's not the cap. Oh my gosh, it is true. The cap is not stopped. Actually, not. I got stopped out like here, 6 hours. You know, to where you're holding the trade for 6 hours and then you get stopped out by spread because you're not even B booked, you're C booked. You know, when you're that bad of a trader, I mean, great of a trader, they C book you. People will tell you A book. No, they're lying to you. I'm here to tell you the truth. Actually, Z book is personally me. I prefer Z book. I'm always Z booked. Z booked up. I'll get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. I have a friend, he can do a crazy Arnold accent. Crazy Arnold. He's hilarious. He's hilarious, bro. But anyway, that's what we could have done better. Waited for the break of structure, and or just waited. And if price, when we seen price didn't break structure, we could have entered on this entry with the fair value gap when it started to reject. Why and broke structure right here, which would have made our entry right here. Why? Because our stop would have been a lot better, and our risk reward would have been a bit better too. This would have been only a 2K win, but still, you know, bread is bread. Let's be real. When you come from nothing, bread is bread. Well, not come from nothing. We ain't trapping, but like, you know what I mean. So, well, I do know what I mean because I'm watching these. And I don't think anyone else is watching these. Oh, I thought it said start recording. I was going to cry. I thought I didn't even start the recording. But anyway, so break a structure. That's what we need to do better on. And entry as a whole. Same thing, basically. And what did we do right, though? We held. You know, I had a few times where I wanted to exit because I was like, oh, price is crossing up here. Price, it hasn't even broken structure, but, you know, let me think of starting to exit. No. I put my MacBook down, put my iPhone down, set alerts, went away, live life. You know, that's something we did good, and I want to start applying that to every single trade we do that ends up being a swing trade, because it helps us become better traders, just being able to walk away from our computer and not be attached to price action. You know, we follow in daily bias, and yeah, we just execute. Don't be scared of executing your trades. We executed, we seen an opportunity, we took it. Sure, we got stopped out by a pip. Doesn't matter. Guess what? We go back in. We catch more moves. We catch in pips. P-I-P. P-I-P-P-S. No, that's pips. 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 P-I-P-S. P-I-P-S. Piss. But, yeah, as you see, prices still start. What the heck? What the? Oh, no. Man, I'm done. Anyway, price still starting to drop, but yeah, that was my trade recap for the day. Sorry for my enthusiastic boys. It's late and I have to do so much journaling for tomorrow. Not journaling. I really should do the journaling, but I have the trade recap, so I'm like, go back and rewatch them. But still, I gotta make sure I can function for tomorrow. I gotta upload these videos too. But I love you guys so much. Remember, keep it simple. Jesus and gains. Jesus and gains. That's all we. Wait, can you see me? Who places janky trade on? Oh my gosh. Wait, is that blurred out? That's my account, by the way. Did you guys see that? It like automatically blurred. That was kind of like cool. What? Anyway. Jesus and gains. That's what we're here to do. Glorify the kingdom and be warriors for Christ. Yes, sir. So it's probably gonna hit TP. Do I care if it does? Not really. It's a demo spread account. But we're gonna continue our win streak for the week because we're built different like that. We're the best teenage 2-year-old foot fungi fetus traders out there. So we go out there and we kill these markets. Why? Because we own these markets. These markets don't own us. We own these markets. I am Fed Powell, chairman of the U.S. Treasury. I am that guy. I am Joe Biden. Just a little bit darker and a lot more intelligent. Anyway, in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, 26 minutes? Okay, this is too long. See y'all later.